Smorgasbord Radio Show.
Hello, everybody. This is Chris, and this is the SmorgShow Podcast, the Smorgasbord Radio Show. And it sounds like my co-host is arriving. We've actually gotten out of the house in the last week, so we're able to take our cars to the studio.
Hey, everybody.
Hey, Allie, welcome back to the lounge.
You actually beat me here this time. I'm normally the first one here, and then I'm, waiting for you to start the rest of the show. So
I just couldn't wait to get here this time. We've got a really cool show ahead of us.
Yes, we do.
Hey, if you're joining us for the first time, this is Chris.
And this is Allie.
And this is a father-daughter show. We started this over 10 years ago. And the name of the show is the SmorgShow Podcast. It is short for Smorgasbord Radio Show. And why do we call it the Smorgasbord?
Because a smorgasbord is what you would call a variety of food, and this is a variety show. We don't like to confine ourselves to one topic. We cover it all.
That's right. We're all over the board on this show.
That's right. And
whatever we feel like talking about for the week.
Yeah, and that can either go really well or it can be a train wreck. But, it's who we are.
Yeah, we've covered quite the gamut over the years. Game shows, contests, radio plays.
Yeah.
I mean, you name it. So
crazy news stories.
You never know
great
what you're
music.
Exactly. Oh, yeah. We used to do New Artist of the Week where we would comb the internet to find the latest up and rising star looking to get launched into a career. Of course, we never really helped anybody out with their career.
No, but I still feel like there were good things that came from that, though. So the whole point of that segment was to, because of course, like with internet radio, like we can't really just play mainstream stuff because of, copyright issues. So we would find, artists that would not mind having their music played because it would, hopefully give them, new listeners and support, kind of those local bands and stuff. And we actually had a really cool friendship with one of the artists in England, and
that's right,
Jordan Martin.
Jordan Martin.
So we played a lot of his stuff on here, and he was definitely our most responsive artist that we featured. And we had an interview with him, and that was really cool.
That was fun. We actually thought he was going to visit the U.S. Because he had a girlfriend over here in somewhere in California. And we had a whole plan that he was going to come to the States. He was going to come to Chicago, which is where we're based out of. And we were going to give him a tour. We'd come to the studio. He'd jam out with us in the studio. And then he just disappeared. And I think, I don't know for sure, but I think his relationship kind of broke up. And so I
think so too.
Yeah, he vanished off the planet. So we never got to meet Jordan.
Isn't that the worst though? Where I've had friends like that where like they're dating somebody and, we all get along so well, and then they break up and it's like, oh man, but their significant other was so cool. Why can't, it's like this, like, oh, I can't really, talk to them because it was my friend that was that link. But, you feel kind of bad. You go on a double date with this other couple and then like, oh, okay, well, I guess we can't really talk. It's this unspoken rule that you're not really supposed to reach out to the other person after they've broken up. So it kind of felt like that situation where the relationship kind of affects everybody. Or the breakup, affects everyone.
No, I do remember that. As you were telling me that story, I was thinking back to before I met your mom and dating, and had actually some friends from her, girlfriend's side. And I really thought they liked me. I thought they would have kept in touch after we broke up. Never heard from them again.
Oh.
So I guess that works out. They're loyal to whoever they knew beforehand.
Right, yeah. And maybe there's some gossip and who knows what they were saying about you.
Yeah. So this is, I think, day 30 of the lockdown here in Chicago.
Is it really?
Well, when this is airing.
It feels like day 987. No, it feels... Honestly, March was the longest month. Oh. I can't believe we're only halfway. I can't believe it's only been a month.
Yeah.
But at the same time, like, wow, day 30, like we did it.
So yeah, I think April is flying by. I think we're all in a new routine now. This is like the new normal that hopefully isn't going to stay the new normal for a long time.
Yeah.
But we're coping and we're figuring out how to do things. And you've been teaching your music. So you teach what? Piano, guitar,
Piano.
ukulele, voice.
Yeah. So I've been doing afternoons. I do private lessons over FaceTime or Zoom or whatever. And those are going really well. Like I didn't think that, virtual lessons like that would work out, but it does. I've got my copy of their music or their piano book that they're working out of, and I follow along with that. And then if I need to show them something, I flip my camera around to show them something on the piano or whatever. And then in the mornings, I teach music for an early childhood music program at a school. And so my first official week at that job went really well, and then everything shut down. So I had to kind of, while still in this situation of, the families are still getting to know me, still having to kind of prove myself a little bit and, to gain the kids' trust and everything. And having to move to this virtual setting now and trying to still, accomplish that connection and that relationship with the families, over Zoom calls. So we're doing live Zoom classes in the morning, but those are going really well too. And we've got a fun Vimeo channel with these like cute music videos that we've put together that go along with the songs that we sing in the classes. And
yeah, they are really cute.
It's worked out. Like we've gotten into a routine, and just when everyone finds their mojo with this thing, they're going to open it all back up again, and we're going to have to leave the house.
And your multimedia major, I mean, I guess that's what it was. Your digital communications,
right? Yeah, has
come
definitely
in handy.
played a role with all the video editing and then just the production side of things. But yeah, it goes hand in hand with my passion for music, and then all the digital stuff has kind of been really relevant in the last month. So it all just fell into place.
That's fantastic. So I guess let's get to the big elephant in the room.
What'd you call me?
Well, let's be honest. We really teased this episode up because you could see the title. Actually, you don't know the title. I already maybe you do know. Lockdown with Echosmith.
Right. Yes, they are quarantined with us. Just kidding.
That's right. We're keeping them in the closet until we're ready to take them out. No, big surprise here. We were able to manage to connect with, I guess, an indie pop band is how they Google describes it, or Wikipedia describes it. I guess, would that be a fair?
Yeah, I would agree with that, because Wikipedia is definitely like users write their own stuff. So I don't know if that was something that they determined to call themselves, or if it was just a fan that wrote that up or whatever.
Yeah,
but I would agree with that.
They're very media and tech savvy, that if they saw something online that they had the ability to correct, they would have done it. So I'm going to go with indie pop.
Yeah, I agree with that.
So it's a band we've been following for over 5 years now.
Mm-hmm.
They had big hits with Cool Kids and Bright back in the day, but they have, they call it their sophomore album, but they have had an EP in between the debut album and the latest one, Lonely Generation. But anyway, we've seen them a few times in concert. We did a meet and greet with them, and they were one of the bands that just, I guess they're technically impacted by the lockdown, because they were going to start, and they're a second leg of the tour coming up, but those dates are probably on hold by now. Mm-hmm. But they had just come off their first leg of the tour and just finished it before everything got crazy.
Just got home, yeah.
Yeah.
So thankfully we snuck in, our show with, their show when they came to Chicago. Like, how lucky that we were able to have that before all of this happened, because I know a lot of people who have, concert tickets that haven't been refunded, but we really lucked out.
Yeah, a lot of bands are having to cancel their tour altogether, and they're doing these digital performances online and maybe charging online for, a more intimate setting. It's just a way to, I guess, earn some money while you're doing this. But anyway,
people are getting really creative, so that's been kind of fun to see.
It has been fun. So we had the opportunity to get them to come on the show.
Yeah, so the whole new artist of the week thing that we were talking about was a good segue into this, because this is by far our most exciting interview we've had.
Yes. So what I was saying about the big elephant in the room is obviously we've been teasing this and promoting it, and there's probably a lot of traffic that has come to this episode solely because we promoted it. It was Echosmith. So they're probably forwarding through all this nonsense. But before we go to them, we have one special short, I promise, it will be short feature. Geoffrey Gleason, our resident tech expert, is back with another installment of how to get us through coronavirus using technology. Take it away, Geoffrey.
Hi, everybody. This is Geoffrey Gleason, and this is Geoffrey Gleason Tech Talk. Welcome back to another edition of Geoffrey Gleason Tech Talk. I'm Geoffrey Gleason. I haven't been on this show for several months. You know why? Because I've been dating people. That's right, I have. And I'm going to share with you some of my experiences. And the time for sharing this information is so convenient now that we're struggling with the coronavirus situation. I know many people who just had their love lives or just their social life in general come crash and burn ever since this COVID-19 broke out. With the news of coronavirus hitting our screens every single day, we understand that this is a very worrying and uncertain time. And it's important that everybody stays safe and well. Meeting somebody in person for a date is just simply impossible currently in many places around the world. But many people can use dating apps and services to continue to find new connections, make new friendships, chat, and have fun online. So I'm going to show you or tell you some of the things that I have been doing to stay engaged online. Number 1, make the most out of technology. Use live streaming or video chat where services offer this. It can be a very useful tool to see if there's any connection with that other person before meeting that person in person for the first time, even in normal circumstances. Number 2, why not have a virtual drink? And I put air quotes around drink because I don't drink. Or a meal over video chat. Now, I didn't put air quotes around meal, even though I do eat, but you don't have to actually eat. You know what I'm saying, online. But arrange a time when you can both have some privacy at home so you can relax and focus on each other. Number 3, you could watch a movie together. And I put air quotes around together because you're not really together. Watch a movie together by arranging a time and hitting play. There's those air quotes again at the same time. Netflix allows you to watch with friends using Netflix Party. If you want to learn more about this, you can Google it. Number 4, if you're into gaming, which I am, you can set up a multiplayer online game. If you don't have a games console, there are still other ways to play games online for free. Use it as an opportunity to try something new. If you want to learn more about this, you can Google this, google.com. Number 5, why not get to know people on the discussion boards that many services have set up? Hopefully you will find a lively and friendly community of people from all types of backgrounds. And number 6, of course there's always the old-fashioned telephone, instant messaging apps, and social media. Social media like Facebook, YouTube, Google, you name it. And as always, I encourage users to stay within the dating service messaging system as this provides a safer environment. If you're using alternative means of contact during this time, try to keep some contact within the dating service and let the service know of any unwelcome behavior. And I think you might be able to pick up on what this really means when it happens. And finally, keep yourself honest. If you're not feeling like staying in touch with somebody because you don't have a connection with that person, let them know honestly. Don't joke about having a virus or other health symptoms as a reason for not chatting or eventually meeting. I hope you found these tips very helpful. And if you would like to share your experiences, you can email me at jeffreygleasontechtalk@gmail.com/Geoffrey Gleason. Thank you, and we'll be back next time.
All right. right. That was helpful. Got to go with those tips.
Always a joy.
Always a joy. All right. I think we're ready for this, right?
I think everybody is ready for this.
All right. Well, this is pretty exciting. I think we're ready to go here. Let's hope the technology works for us. Okay, let's go to those phone lines, those Zoom phone lines, and connect with Echosmith. Hey, are you there? Welcome to the SmorgShow Podcast.
Oh.
Hello.
Hi.
We got to start our video.
Yes, sorry. There you go. I was like,
hey.
Oh my gosh, you guys are so cute.
You remember us? I don't know if you remember us from Chicago.
Of course. You guys are like an iconic dad and daughter duo.
Yeah.
That is right.
And these are the most comfy sweatshirts ever.
Most comfortable. Who picked out the material? Was that you, Graham?
I think it was me. Well, I don't know who did it technically, like through like the phone technically, but when we got the first samples, I was like, it has to be so soft.
That's always our thing. We want it to be comfortable.
Amazing.
Yeah.
So we were just talking about this, that the timing of your tour was perfect because, I mean, literally, you probably just did your last show before they started locking
home
down.
And then everything shut down.
Especially with the meet and greets and the personal interaction that you did with high-fiving people in the front.
It was insane.
It's absolutely amazing. I mean, we were on tour, we got back home, and I haven't seen anyone since before tour now, like almost, we've seen each other. I've seen my wife, but like, it's been funny, but I'm grateful that we're all healthy. I'm thankful that we didn't get sick and we didn't seem to pass anything on to anyone during the tour, which is great.
And that you have these ways of connecting with people, and it's
I know we're so lucky that, like, I know right now is a weird time, but I think we're so lucky and blessed that like we have technology like this to stay connected in this way. Even if we're stuck at home and going crazy, at least we have, our phones or our computers to like hang out virtually, and we're in totally different places. We just hung out with someone in Brazil the other day. So it's like, this is so crazy. And I think that we're all, considering everything.
Yeah.
Doing,
So it doesn't look like you're...
doing?
We're doing okay.
We're good. Yeah. I mean, the thing that you said about like connecting with someone in Brazil, it's like, I don't know, it's something that you think would disconnect us so much is actually like, I don't know, allowing us to have these opportunities we wouldn't normally have otherwise, and like all these different ways to keep in touch, and it's cool. It's like in a way I see people coming together more so because people, feel like, oh, we don't want to take for granted that human connection and that kind of thing.
Yeah.
So
totally. You're so right. And I think once we all can like go outside again, we're going to be like, oh my gosh, let's, be really connected and not be on our phones when we're hanging out and things like that. So I think it's actually going to end up, like you said, being, something that we can learn.
Yeah,
absolutely.
So it looks like you're not sequestered together. You've been doing a lot of the digital shows together, but it looks like you're in your respective homes, or at least you are, Noah.
Yeah. Yeah, I like to hang here as much as I can. It's comfy.
Right. Yeah.
It's fun. I get to do meet and greets from from my bed for the first time. I'm just like chilling, sitting. And
right.
That's honestly like, it's been really fun. Cause usually even with our meet and greets, generally we don't get to like really have conversations. And this is like, we all get to just be like casual and comfortable with each other. And that like it's fun for us, hopefully it's fun for you guys too.
Yeah. Right. This is the most like intimate VIP setting.
I know, this is fantastic.
I know, I love it. Well, did you guys like? I was wondering if you don't, it's okay. But if you guys had like any sort of questions that usually we wouldn't like have as much time for, like we're hanging out and the floor is yours. Like if you had any questions, like personally, musically, whatever, like ask whatever you want. Go for it.
Well, Allie had a cute little exercise.
I have a fun thing. So have you seen that choose your quarantine house meme? Where
yes.
I've seen like one or two,
where it's like the choose your house. It's like house 1, 2, 3, or 4, and it's like different things. Like if you have to pick a house where, so I came up with a food edition one where like, so you got 4 because you guys are always posting about like the best like food places to hit up every time you go to a new town or whatever. So so this is the food edition. There's 4 houses, and you got to pick one where this is like all you can eat for the quarantine. So, so the first house is an Italian theme. We got lasagna, ravioli, chicken Alfredo, and garlic bread.
Oh,
Sounds like a heart attack.
Right. House number 2 is we got burgers, hot dogs, ribs, and potato salad. So kind of a backyard barbecue theme.
Yes. Okay. Yeah.
House number 3, we got chicken and waffles, scrambled eggs, bacon, and hash browns. So there's your breakfast group. And then the last one, house number 4, tacos, quesadillas, empanadas, and chips and guac. So
they all sound so good. And I'm the biggest breakfast person you'll ever meet. Like, I'm obsessed with breakfast. Even if I wake up late or stuff happens, and whatever, Emily will have like a Cliff Bar for breakfast. I'm like, I have to have eggs and bacon and hash browns, even if it's noon. But I think I would have to, because I love Mexican food so much, I think I might have to go for house 4.
Okay, all right.
Quesadillas and chips and guac. I mean, you can't go wrong.
Right, yeah.
Yeah, that sounds good.
I got you guys confused.
House 2?
House 2.
Oh, that's the barbecue one.
Yeah. Barbecue, yeah.
Nice.
Americana. No, I like that, Graham.
Noah?
Oh man, this is a fun one. I'm split, and I'm thinking now between house 1 and house 4. You know, because
You love Italian food.
I do. I think I'm gonna do with. I think the garlic bread is what, because to me it's like, is it the chips and guac that I want more, or the garlic bread?
Right.
Because at the end of the day, that's really
fine.
From both those options. That's what I'm going to be like eating the most and enjoying the most.
Yeah, sometimes the sides are what makes it. So
That's what makes it. Honestly, that's why I love like tapas and stuff. Little things, you know. So I think I would do house 1. I think I'm gonna go with the garlic bread, and lasagna is always good. All that other stuff's great, so I'll stick with that. Yeah.
good selection.
Okay, what about you guys? What do you choose?
Italian was my first. That was my first go-to. Yeah.
If there's no like, if quarantine also is like calories don't matter. You know, like there's cholesterol, not a concern. Like I would choose house 1 Italian.
Yeah.
I know that would be like the dream. And honestly, in quarantine, it sort of feels like that's the case. Like calories don't matter.
Right, because no one sees me anyway.
Yeah, it's like this is such a weird in between time that I think it's like, wait, I can eat, breakfast for dinner. I can have this for that, like there's no rules,
Right, it's great.
That was a good game. I love that.
Yeah, there's some like all over. There's like, TV characters or celebrities or whatever, and they're fun. So
that's so good. So wait, Allie, how old are you again?
I'm 22.
22. So are you in college right now?
So I actually graduated in December. And so my commencement ceremony is supposed to be May 3rd, which they canceled it as an in-person event, and they're making it a webcast. So we got to pick like our favorite professor to read our name. And then they have this live stream of where like each student's name is read and there's a picture of them. Which is kind of cool, but they said that they're gonna, their intention is to have an in-person commencement ceremony, like best case scenario August, worst case scenario December, depending on how long it lasts. Wow. So definitely every class of 2020, whether high school or college, is kind of in this like very like identity crisis thing, So
totally.
It's weird.
Not, this is what I keep doing. I'm like, at least I'm not a senior in high school and can't go to your like senior prom.
Oh,
that's, like,
a lot of proms canceled.
I mean, I didn't go to senior prom anyway. I missed out, because of these circumstances.
Right. Oh, I got to tour instead.
Right. So technically I didn't get to have it, but I mean, like, that's like such a thing, and so many people don't get to have that this year, which of course, if you're healthy, that's what matters the most. Of course.
Yeah.
But, you feel for the kids. What about you, Chris? Are you working from home? What are you guys up to?
Actually, I do get to work from home to begin with, so I didn't really experience any major life change. So
you're just like, my kids are here.
So I've been spending a lot of time down here in the man cave. This is my recording studio. We do a podcast together occasionally, so that's where we are.
What? That's so cool. What's your podcast called?
It's called the SmorgShow Podcast. It's short for Smorgasbord. It goes back to my high school days. We did a talk show, and this was back in the 80s. So it was kind of cutting edge at the time that nobody did this on high school. We got in trouble all the time because we were just breaking the mold of not just playing music. So we brought it back about 10 years ago as a talk show. But you were about 10 years old back then.
Yeah.
And we've just been doing this now for 10 years. And
oh my gosh. So wait, tell me the name of the podcast one more time.
SmorgShow, short for Smorgasbord. Smorgasbord.
Yeah, so one word, smorg show.
And so why we called it the Smorgasbord Show is because smorgasbord means variety, a variety of food, but in our case, it's a variety of topics, like a variety show. So every week it really changes depending on what we feel like talking about. So it's, it's kind of fun.
How do you spell that? S-M-O-R?
SMORG show.
Nice. I'll check it out. That's so fun.
So cool.
I love that. Hey, I have a question for you guys.
Yes.
Yeah.
First off, I'm blanking. Is it A-L-L-Y or I-E?
It's with a Y.
Okay.
Like Allied Bank. No.
Perfect. Okay. And then also, did you guys think about what song you wanted us or me to handwrite?
Yes. And we decided on March Into the Sun.
Oh my God.
Now, there's two reasons for that. One, because so Sydney, you can learn the lyrics by writing it out. Number one.
Called out.
If you ever forget on stage, you could always turn it over to us and we would pick it up for you.
It's true. This is true.
But the main reason is that's actually the first song we heard from you. And you would think that Allie would have discovered you and showed you to me, but I was the one who discovered you. I got an internet radio for Christmas that year. And it's the one where you can find any radio station that was doing an audio stream. And I looked up my old high school radio station because it's not something you'd be able to pick up. It's only at 250 watts. So it's not a signal that I would be able to pick up from where I live. But this internet radio allows me to dial into it. So I was tuning in one day.
Oh my gosh.
Oh, wow.
And we tuned it in. I heard March Into the Sun. I'm like, who is this? And I did a Shazam, and of course there it was. And then
what?
Here we are, years later, already hanging out for a couple of years, right?
Yeah, this was in early 2015. And then you were on tour shortly after that, and we saw you about a month later in Chicago. And we've been big fans ever since. And we've seen you 4 times, including the one in just down the street from us in Oswego 2 years ago, that farm.
Oh, yeah.
That you were.
Oh my gosh.
Yeah.
That is so, I can't believe it. That was like 2015 when we first met. Or what? Yeah. 2015 is that what you said? That's crazy.
Yeah, and that's already 5 years ago. Like I keep thinking, it was just a couple years,
Yeah, that's weird.
I know. Oh my gosh, time is flying, and for you and I, we're the same age, 22, and it's like
your birthday's coming up, right?
It's getting older, but we're not even old yet.
Yeah, right. Yeah.
Every year it goes by faster, and that's like what people have always told me as a kid, and I'm like, oh yeah, sure, but it's so true.
It is. Yeah, I'm picking up on that already too.
Yeah.
Oh my gosh. I love that. Okay, so I'll write that for you and I'll try to make it look cute.
Yeah.
I have the best handwriting out of all of us, which isn't saying tons.
Well, we got your personal thank you note from the other.
Vinyl?
Yeah, that's hanging up. It's framed over there in the tour poster.
So awesome. I love that. Well, you guys, you know what? Like, I feel like you just bring, I don't know, such a joy when we talk to you, especially in times like these. It means a lot to us to be able to talk to fans who have this kind of joy despite like this outside circumstances. And that's something that we're, hopefully trying to do to whoever we talk to, but it's cool to have that mutual feeling like from you guys. And I don't know, it just means a lot that you guys are who you are. And we love you so much.
We feel the same about you. Your music is so positive, and it's a rare thing these days.
Yeah.
And it just makes me happy when I put it on.
Yeah, we were talking about that after your last show that we went to, where it was like, it's just every time we go to a show of yours, it's like we leave and it's like we feel good. It's like we're happy, and like everyone in the crowd with us is like just, so uplifted by you guys, and it's like you have such positive lyrics, and I don't know, it's just, it really is, you guys are a gem, diamonds.
So sweet.
A diamond. Yes.
Yeah, right.
Well, the feeling is mutual, so we should get a photo with our joyful faces in it. I'm going to screenshot it.
Okay.
And then I'm going to email it to you.
Fantastic.
Great.
Like right now. Here, let's
Okay.
get back.
Let's look at right.
Okay, ready?
Yep.
1, 2, 3. Okay, let's do another one for safety. Hold on, let me get it set up. Okay, 1, 2, 3. Love it.
Love it.
Oh my gosh, yay. Okay, so I'll send this to you right now, and then I'll get writing your guys' stuff. But hopefully we can see you again in person. I mean,
Yes.
Yeah, after all this is over.
Are you going to be touring again this fall, like as a headliner? I mean, well, you don't know it at this point, but
we don't know quite yet. It's hard to make plans, obviously, right now. But as of now, the main thing that's on the books is the summer tour, which I know we're like coming we're like far from you, I think, for the summer tour, right? It's like a couple hours from Chicago.
Yeah. And you're just opening, right? So you don't have a full set?
Yeah, it's like I think it's a 30-minute.
Okay.
Yeah, so it's but yeah, so that's the only thing we have on the books right now, but we are obviously talking about like what our next step is. So we'll have more tours, of course.
Excellent.
But,
yeah,
great.
we'll definitely see you.
I love it. Well, I appreciate you guys.
Hey, can we have your permission to put this on our podcast?
Sure.
Yeah? Excellent. We'll do one this weekend and we'll put it out. Yeah.
Yay.
Thank you.
Oh, you guys are awesome. Well, stay safe, stay
You
healthy.
too.
Thank you very much for doing this. This was a lot of fun.
Thank you so much.
Yeah, bud.
Thanks for everything.
Thank you guys.
Take
We
care.
love you.
Love
Love
you
you
too.
guys.
Bye.
Bye.
You're listening to the SmorgShow Podcast.
This is Breaking Baba News with Baba on lockdown. Gangs of menacing monkeys take over Indian office building. This building infestation is absolutely bananas. Bands of menacing monkeys have taken over an Indian government structure in Punjab and are terrorizing office workers and security guards. The Punjab and Haryana Civil Secretariat, which houses the offices of chief ministers of both states, has literally been taken over by monkeys. The Indian Express wrote this week, the unruly critters have been hanging out on the building's balconies and entering offices, presumably making a huge mess. But an official for the Central Industrial Security Force, which is tasked with protecting the Civil Secretariat on the Punjabi side, said it is not their duty to shoo away the monkeys. Our duty is to stop any intrusion or any terrorist attack, the official continued. How can we possibly stop or shoo away monkeys? We were asked to use slingshots, but what if the shot hits people? The best solution is monkey catchers. The government should engage monkey catchers. Until then, workers in the building are being advised not to make any eye contact with the easily annoyed monkeys. The other day, one monkey caught hold of my jacket from behind. I did not turn, I just kept moving, and the monkey finally went away, the CISF official told the Express. This is international news correspondent Baba Gonesh in Punjab, in lockdown, day 21.
Well, that concludes another episode of the SmorgShow Podcast. Thanks for hanging in there. I feel bad for those of you who just wanted to hear a good Echosmith interview and you're like, oh man, I gotta sort through all this other crap.
Thanks for listening to us. You can reach us at 312-95-SMORG, S-M-O-R-G, if you want to leave us a voicemail, or email us at feedback@smorgshowpodcast.com. We'll be back again very soon. In the meantime, stay safe.
Stay healthy.
Stay alive. I don't know how to close this show. Take care.